Welcome to the B-Side Boys podcast with your hosts, Mr. Gray and Philly V.
That's right. My name's Mr. Gray.
And I'm Philly V.
And we're done sounding like douchebags. Today is Thursday, June 1st. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We have a great part 2 of our interview with Kelsie McDowell.
Yeah, no, it's real exciting. We're going to get into quite a bit of stuff. We got a lot of name dropping, a lot of experiences from Kelsie, and all the things that she's doing behind the scenes. It's going to be a great interview. You're going to all absolutely love it.
You know, not to toot our own horns, a little toot, but I feel like, this is episode 6. I feel like we're kind of finding a little flow. I feel like the interviews are getting a little better. We're just kind of vibing,
Yeah.
I feel like Kelsie was really, into it. Not nothing weird, but, I feel like we really hit on some good stuff. I think it's quality content,
She's got a good voice for radio. She's really good at talking.
Did you just call her ugly?
Oh, damn, is that what that's supposed to mean?
That's what that means.
That's not my...
Well, no, but people say a face for radio, but
yeah, say a face for radio. Say a voice for radio. You remember when she did the whole state tournament with us? The little back and forth?
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago, Phil.
Yeah, it was really good tenacity.
No, she knows her stuff, and she does a lot for the sport, so this second part, it's going to be awesome. And we're just happy, too, because, again, the whole mission, the whole point why we do this, it's not to just kind of, get our heads all big and be like, oh, look at us, we're talking in a garage. No, we want to hear stories from other people. We want to share stories, successful stories. There's a lot of cool shit happening in Iowa rugby. High school, college, club, select side. We want to share those out. We want to get those out. So if you have anybody you want to hear from, if you want to, you have an idea or you're like, hey, I want to share my story, send us a message. Let us know, because we just love talking about rugby, having a few drinks, having a good time, and we just want to hear from people. Let's just get it out there, because I feel like for a lot of times, people get in their little pockets, they hang out in their little area, and you only focus on what's right in front of you.
Yeah.
We want to connect. We want to make the Iowa rugby community bigger. Connect. I mean, we all have similar experiences. We all know each other. Socials are fun. Let's make it more fun outside of that too.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, getting some other people and stuff on here where, maybe you've never talked to them during a match, or you've played against them and never really, got a chance to get to know them, and then getting to hear some of their stories and interactions and stuff, I think would be really cool for a lot of people.
Yeah, Phil, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Because sometimes, I don't know, I make this whole document to prep the show. I feel like sometimes you just show up and you're like, look at me, I just talk, and I'm the beauty of the podcast.
You're the brains and the face.
Yeah, I mean, if this is an episode of Scooby-Doo, I mean, we all have our roles. And so I'm going to put you on the spot here. Hopefully you prep for this. Again, we're super excited to have Kelsie on here soon. But who are you looking forward to most? Name one person that you want to get on the show. One
person?
Yeah, who do you want to talk to the most face-to-face? Maybe it's a serious talk. Maybe it's fun.
Fun-wise, I mean, I would probably say Daly. I'd really like to get Tyler Daly on here before. We've had him on that MLR podcast that we attempted to do.
What's he do? For people who don't know, who is Daly?
Well,
you want to talk to someone every day? What?
Well, he is a player for the Iowa City Ducks. I think is he the current president now for the Iowa City Ducks?
Phil, I love how you've done your research.
Is he VP? Oh, okay, that's the VP. Sorry about that.
He's the VP for the whole state of Iowa.
The state of Iowa, yeah.
Yep. And he's the head coach of the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Yeah, that too.
And his first name is Tyler.
Yeah, I did say Tyler Daly, didn't I? I know I did.
No, you did. You just kept saying Daly.
Man. Well, I feel like most people know who he is.
No, I think our goal is to have him on right before the Block Party Sevens, because that'll be a good show. He does a lot of great things with rugby in the Iowa City area. He works with the community planners to create events in Iowa City, and the Iowa City Block Party is an awesome event. We've talked about it before, so hopefully we can get him on in person. If not, we'll do a phone call. Good dude. Now, a serious one.
Another serious one?
Well, you said that last one was for fun.
Well, fun, serious, whatever.
One more. Name one more person.
One more person. I think I'd like to get, it's another person we've talked to.
Who's your great white buffalo?
Great White Buffalo. I'd like to get Paul Emmerich on if we're going to do Great White Buffalo.
Oh, jeez.
You know, former UNI guy, most decorated Eagle, like
The Cactus.
The Cactus, yeah. Former coach for Houston SaberCats. Like, he's, really had his hands in the rugby community for a really long time. And he's, done quite a bit. So it'd be really cool to get him on here at some point in time.
Oh, that would be a good time. And I think, he's at the American Raptors Academy right now, helping those crossover athletes. He's come to Alumni Weekend at UNI before, and I've seen him do stuff there. Can't say. No. No. Hopefully he's at Alumni Weekend soon. That's always fun.
You know what's really funny about that? Actually, since I've been going to Alumni Weekend, he hasn't been there. So I wonder if there's a coincidence there.
Yeah, no, because he heard some kid from Turkey Valley is going to be there, and he's like, ugh, gross. No, that would be really awesome. Great dude. That would be really fun. And then maybe we'll get more shares on social media.
Maybe a few. You never know.
Oh, yeah. And, as we move into the Summer 7 series, I just want to ask Phil, you got the tracksuit on. You're looking fit. How do you stay so fit?
Well, I try to make sure I get into the gym at least 3 or 4 times a week, hit some heavy compound movements, lift for an hour, and try to do cardio on days where I'm not lifting. And cardio mostly, is rugby practice.
All right, hold on. Well, I'm gonna stop you right now. You said a lot of words I don't know. No. Stop. Yeah, oh yeah. Exercise
that I don't
sites.
use.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, how's that working out? As good as my elementary degree. What's a compound movement?
Compound movement, multi-joint movement. You're working a lot of muscles.
No, I don't know.
Okay, yeah, like bench press.
No, I don't know. Stop saying I know.
You know. You do CrossFit.
Okay. I mean, I'm pretty good at it.
Exactly.
I was in the top 1% of the worst CrossFit athletes in the Open this year.
That's not a fact that you need to bring up.
No, I mean, I cut that part out, Javi.
Yeah, think about that for a minute.
No, I mean, I know. I don't have to think about it. Oh, so what can I do? I've got a pool in my backyard. Summer's coming up. What do I do to look fit in the next 3 days?
Next 3 days?
3 days.
Get your heart broken. That's everybody's motivation.
I love my wife, and she loves me, and my heart will never be broken because Alexa's the best. So,
well,
so
you don't want to get in shape in 3 days.
So, because I'm happily married, I'm going to be a dad bod for life?
Essentially, yes.
So that's why you're fit and I'm not. Phil, do you need to talk?
You gotta cut that one now.
Oh, all kidding aside, like we said, summer's coming up. Iowa Summer 7 series is happening. They haven't officially announced it yet. The Iowa Rugby Report will be out either today or soon. Yeah, actually, it's June 2nd. Today's Friday now. We changed when we're releasing episodes, and I just realized that. So anyways, hopefully we find out soon the Iowa Summer 7s. I think there's only 3 stops on the tour this year.
As of right now, yeah.
Yeah, as far as we know. Haven't been announced yet. We have the Iowa City Block Party, the Capital City Sevens.
And Quad City will be hosting one as well.
And then Quad City. So, what are you looking forward to most?
Still, Capital City Sevens has always been pretty fun, especially being local in Des Moines. That makes things really nice and easy for us, and numbers are always really good for us. But I still gotta say Block Party Sevens is still my favorite one. That is just an absolute party. There's a lot of good teams that usually show up too, so you get some good competition in. And like I said, yeah, just an all-around fun time. And Iowa City Ducks put on a great, tournament every year. Great group of guys. So I'm really looking forward to that one.
Definitely, great group of guys.
They are good looking boys.
Oh no, and one thing too, all kidding aside, if you are a recent high school graduate, you can actually come and play with us. If you're going to play in college, that's awesome. You want to get some sevens in before you go to college, come play with the Wombats.
Yeah.
We will go to some sevens tournaments. We need some people who are actually fit, who actually are coming off a season to push our older guys. If you are a high school sevens player who just graduated, come play with us. We do practice on Wednesdays in Indian Hills, in Clive Middle School there. Basically, we just run through some touch. And, yeah, it's a great time by everybody. It's always fun. And then it's a good way to be like, hey, I played high school. Now I'm going into college. Play with some men's rugby players. It's low-key. We'll get you some reps before you go to college. And we'll try to give you some advice to help you on your way.
I was just going to say, too, I mean, like, we do have some guys on the team, too, who are pretty experienced players, and our high school coaches and stuff, too. So you never know. You might actually learn a thing or two as well, and also have a really fun time and kind of see what men's league is all about.
Yeah. Yeah, we have like 6 high school boys, men's coaches on the team, as well as, I know there's a couple of Valley guys that are already playing with us. Yeah. So if you're in the Des Moines area, you want to play sevens, come on out. And I think now is a great time to say, Javi, play the music. It's time for part 2 of the Kelsie interview. And we're here for part 2 of our interview with Kelsie McDowell. Kelsie, again, thank you for being here. First thing I got to ask you for part 2, did you bring a hoagie for the hoagie hammer?
I didn't, but I did bring visors and backpacks for swag.
Okay, you know what? Right now, we've had 3 guests. We've had Javi, we've had Ridgway, and now Kelsie. Kelsie is the only one to bring gifts. So the bar has been set high. No hoagie for the hoagie hammer. Sorry, Javi.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Javi. My bad.
Did you bring a jar of mayonnaise for him?
I can go find one. I'll go raid your fridge upstairs.
No,
Right?
no. I think mayonnaise is disgusting, and you won't find it in my fridge.
Thank you.
Dude, it's so gross.
You can't be the only one.
Oh.
She puts it on her steak.
Oh, what?
Well, she was eating steak, not anymore. But.
Okay. So you've dated her for 14 years, and you haven't.
Don't bring that back up. 7 years, so you're close.
But you haven't broken up because of that. Like that is like non-negotiable.
That's 49 dog years, Phil.
That's a long time, isn't it? Oh God, I hope she doesn't listen to this one.
I can't.
Phil.
I know.
I don't know. We might cut this part. We might not. But we did some math. You and her started dating before me and Lex.
I know.
We're going to have 2 kids this summer.
Wow.
Back to our interview with Kelsie. Javi left. We lost our producer. No. So last episode we talked with Kelsie about her success pretty much at any program she's been at, from playing at UNI, coaching Southeast Polk boys, girls, coaching at Simpson, coaching at Iowa State, creating the Hawkettes program. She's in the Iowa Rugby Union Hall of Fame. She's only 32, even though she looks 26. So the thing is, a lot of times when you think Hall of Fame, you think people ending their career. Kelsie, what?
Started.
Yeah, you're just getting started.
Yeah.
You're like at an age like people don't really get into admin stuff until after their playing career, and they're winding down on some things. You are like, you have your hand in like 6 different things right now. What's up next? I mean, I feel like the board is loaded. What's the plan right now? What's on the schedule?
I mean, so going forward, we have NOLA, obviously, we talked about in the last interview with Iowa State. Hawkette Sevens, we're taking to Bloodfest Sevens in Austin, Texas in the middle of June. We did a lot of really good things at Lakefront, but after winning the title for about 5 years in a row and going undefeated, we decided we needed to play academy teams and really challenge and get our girls more looks. So we're going to Bloodfest, and Rhino Academy won it last year,
Rhino Rugby.
Yeah, they won it last year. So we're going to go back down there and test ourselves. We've decided again, kind of like we talked about, it's not the win-or-loss, but getting the girls exposure. And then in July, I got selected from the ERA, Eagle Impact Rugby Academy, to be on staff for the international tour to Ireland for 2 weeks with the U18 team.
So wild.
That's
Ireland. Phil, do your best Ireland impression.
I can't.
You look like Conor
I
McGregor.
know. I look like him, but I can't talk like him. I'll try.
Just real quick, just say one thing.
Just try
I
it.
can only do the "Who the fuck are you?"
There we
Terrible.
I know, right?
Oh, you
There we go.
fucking think?
Maybe it's better if I'm drunk. I don't know.
All right, yeah, Javi, cut that part.
Don't cut that part.
So going to Ireland, you have a couple of girls from Iowa going as well.
We do. I'm super excited. So Liberty Cawthorn from Roosevelt, her and I went down for our.
Talk more about her.
there's no bias here at all.
Talk about her high school coach and how he got her prepared.
Her high school coach Emily Deer. No, I'm just kidding. Right? No, I'm just teasing. But so Liberty from Roosevelt is just Liberty Cawthorn. She's been phenomenal. She went down for her first ever exposure to 15s at an academy level with Ira, and Salty essentially was like, "Who do you think? Like, if you could pick one kid?" He's like, "And I'm gonna kind of judge you on like your selection process on who you bring down here." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm bringing Liberty."
So like he basically was like, "I've already picked someone out. I want to see if I can trust you." Did you pick out the same person?
So it wasn't even that because he hasn't scouted in Iowa, but he wanted to see if I brought like the best of the best from Iowa. Do they stack up to everyone he's been recruiting around the country?
Yeah.
And Lib went down and got selected for the Ireland tour for the U18, like in the first wave.
That's insane too, because that's
one camp.
That's another sport. She never played 15s.
Yep.
And to be like, all right, yeah, it's kind of the same, but it's not.
Nope. And she had tried out at wing, and I'm really like, now I wish I had her at 9, but so scrum half. I say that because not everyone I talk to really know.
I think
what
only
9
rugby
means.
people are
Hopefully, fair. So she played into 9 so well with the Hawkettes. Now that I've been communicating with Salty that like he's kind of in between scrum halves. I'm like, we got to give her a shot at 9 too, because like at wing she is quick enough to be there, but at scrum half that's I feel like her next level, if she goes to the next level, right, athlete wise, like it's gonna be at 9 more than a wing position. And then
hopefully Laura Miller from Aquinas is listening.
Oh man, Laura got a steal. I know Guilford and Aquinas were fighting over her for a hot minute. Jeff Corton, I don't know if you guys know him. He is friends with some people here in Iowa, but they were both fighting over her for a hot minute.
So Aquinas, where's that at? And then where's
Michigan?
Okay.
And then Guilford is in North Carolina.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. So she went to visits for both, and after the Thunderbirds, she got asked to come. Like she essentially did like a college visit all the way back to Iowa from Florida in a car with Stacy and Grandma Kay. So
because I know, is it John Baker over in West Virginia?
Yep.
What's the name?
I can't remember the school, but he had her come by.
I remember the logo there, and I remember talking to him as well. Like, I don't want to like pick favorites because I love all the girls I coach, but like,
she's an easy favorite to pick, man. She's what you want in a player, a leader, and just a person. You know what I mean? So I was giving her crap because she was determined from Arizona to buy a freaking cactus at the airport, and literally she walked up to the airport gift shop with a goddamn cactus and puts it in front of the lady, and she literally looked at Lib and was like, "Seriously?" And like, Liberty's like, "Yeah." What?
She can bring it.
What?
Oh,
like they pack it up. Yeah, she bought it at the airport. And yes, so I gave her so much shit, and then she brought me back a palm tree and a fucking thing, and a plant from Florida.
Did you plant it?
I killed it. It's dead. It's gone. I told her already. It's gone. Don't trust me.
We're not breaking any news here. No hot takes. The plant's been dead for years. It never stood a chance.
It never stood a chance.
No, that's amazing, and like it's so cool that you are helping high school girls get the opportunity to play at a national level in another country. Like. Things that most people
killed for that opportunity back in the day.
Like 99% of the people who've played rugby in the state of Iowa, senior side, high school, college, almost none have ever played outside of the country unless they went to Thailand for fun on their own. This is a select side. You're getting looked at. And then the other player. Who's the second player you said?
So Emma Schaefer from Southeast Polk, and she's only a junior, so she has another year in the IOIRA, and she is like looking to go into the Marine Corps right out of the bat, and had the best fitness times I've ever seen from a high school kid at tryouts. Like insane, like 55-second 300 shuttle.
Oh wow!
I mean, she was sprinting the entire. Like I was sitting there, like she has another rep, right? And Joe, who's her high school coach, goes, "This isn't even her best one." Like just like this, you know, like so she played 7 for us, and she's going probably with Ira as a 6. And I mean, for the Hawkettes, anything you want in a flanker, she has it. She's physical, she's quick. I mean, she'll probably play like hook in 7s for us this summer, right? But just
be the backside wing that just locks down every tackle, and then the speed and just a workhorse.
And not only that, but like people like look at her and like the way she's coming in, it almost looks soft, but then she just murders someone. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? Like, you're like,
they're like, oh, they're slow playing, and then she just
and then she
levels
decides
them.
exactly,
and then the ball pops out, and you're like, hey, that's a turnover.
and that's how we scored. So Divine Holy Savior Christian school, like, so we played the new national champs. So like they just won the national championship again, and we decided to play them in 15s. Our one score against them in the 44-7 game, which was more competitive than it sounded, but it was pretty rough still. But like came from Schaefer literally poaching 2 times in a row to get a quick tap 10 meters out on a penalty and putting it down, and she got just like, you thought they'd won the fucking World Cup right then. Like, they were so pumped they made a score, but she's just everywhere. Like, and she's in 75% of the plays in 15s. It's crazy.
And I think that's something cool too, to see what you're doing with the Hawkettes. Like, hey, you know what? 15s is brand new to all of you. You're good athletes. We're going to have a couple of practices. Let's play the national champion. We want Bama. Like, we just going straight for the throat and be like, hey, you know what? This is the best of the best. And I know, like, that score as a coach, like, we lost by 37. But at the same time, it's like,
I've seen worse.
you only lost by 37 to the best team in the country
7
with
times.
limited practice. All these girls are from different coaches, different schools, different programs. They only get to practice a couple times, get that continuity, and you're going toe-to-toe with the best of the best. Like, the future is bright.
So bright. And like not starting from square one next year now. You know what I mean? We get we've had 3 games under our belt, which doesn't seem like a lot, but just having the girls have that confidence going into college, like you know, like that's a world of a difference. I kind of know how 15s works because we've done 6 weeks of practice and 3 games. So,
and I would say too, like the developmental side, you haven't even mentioned that once.
Oh my God!
Not only did you have a top side, you also had enough girls that came to tryouts that you're like, you know what? We have 50 girls who want to play. Why say, we're only taking the top 30? We're going to take all of you. And if you didn't make the top side, we have a developmental schedule. So girls who, you know, their skills are still developing, we're still going to get you matches. What's that look like?
I love it. So, like, that developmental side was so many freshmen and sophomores. So, like, Sienna Lewis from Southeast Polk, who's a freshman that was selected to compete in the Drake Relays and passed up on that opportunity to play rugby instead.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep. And then like Tori Lynn, who you have on your Roosevelt team. I mean, she's just, I know that you're at the best time, but Tori Lynn from Roosevelt, she's got a lot of potential too as a freshman. And I don't know, just like being able to give these girls, like, not me give them, again, like my coaching staff, I get, you know, Diana, Mal, John, like they totally envelop this developmental side too.
Well, it's kind of cool to like hear that, you know, like other girls are obviously extremely invested. I mean, like to give up a spot in Drake Relays, because like I remember in high school, like that was a pretty big
that
thing.
was
Like,
the
go to Drake Relays,
end all
like,
be all. And her dad called me because her dad is actually the Von Durant boys head coach. Sienna's dad is, and he's like, you know, you're not a favorite of my wife's right now because she would rather watch Sienna run than get hit. I'm like, yeah. But Sienna got bumped up to select too with her work. So I mean, she's something that's going to be really special going forward.
Wow, dude, that's just it's kind of crazy just to think about. But
It
it's really cool to see what everything is doing. Like how many teams are you even coaching right now? It's
on average 6 or 7 a year.
because I remember you saying something like 6 teams. I'm like, I thought maybe you were just
No.
over-exaggerating a little bit. Like, oh, it's like actually like 6 teams.
That's not hyperbole, Phil.
No.
That's real life. And not to like get depressing. How much do you get paid for all this?
$0. I actually pay to coach. Like, I honestly, like, we have girls on the Hawkettes and stuff, and I have the ability, but if they can't make dues and something comes up short, like, my method, especially with the high school girls, is money will never be a reason you're not going to play rugby. So.
And that is we've discussed it a lot. I mean, like, just with club stuff, I mean, even, like, you know, that can be a determining factor for some guys, you know, to have a lot of expenses. So, it's
crazy.
And that's the thing about our rugby community. Like, hey, if you're down, I'll pick you up. Because I know when I'm down, you'll pick me up.
Yep.
And especially, like, for these kids, it's like, you are the future.
Yep.
Our window, no offense, guys. Javi, I'm sorry.
We're not making a World Cup, are
Bro,
we?
I'm still in my prime.
I mean, you're in your
Go
prime.
lift it on a
but,
dumbbell, Phil.
like, yeah, I can't wait till people see this photo of you. This is like, we're gonna take a photo, Javi, and it's gonna say "living my best life."
Oh, I don't know.
Phil,
Just meme it.
I haven't even begun to peek.
Can we make Phil go get in the rain first and see how well that white holds up? Like, honestly. Just random gold tigers
really
all
nice
over.
Suit. I mean, I don't really want to get it too wet.
I'm just kidding, Phil.
Yeah. We're not going to be in our prime. Like, these kids are the next generation. They're the future. They've got a lot of potential. Like, I want to see, like, rugby's been really, really good to me. It's been really good to you guys.
Yeah.
I feel like we're all on the same page. Like, I want kids to have the same experience, if not better than I did. Mm-hmm. And these experiences didn't exist when I was in college. So if I was a kid, I would love that. So I want to see them take it.
Agreed.
Like that's the thing. Like,
our 13, 14-year-olds might be playing a World Cup right now.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
It's
you
not too out of reach.
No.
You know, like, we're on our way to it
Yep.
at some point.
No pressure, Liberty, but I'm pulling for you. But, like, for real, like, it is really cool. Like, that goal of the United States is going to host a World Cup.
Yeah.
And, like, the Iowa Youth Rugby always says growing gold. Like, it's a hashtag. I'm not always the biggest fan of hashtags because I feel like sometimes it's just put there to put there, but...
Or the wombat.
Wave the wombat.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Shots fired.
Way the Wombat. You can go back, and I put our mission statement. I
know, I saw.
Javi, you're
Love
going to
you.
get punched.
I love you.
Out of nowhere. Different direction you were expecting.
I just said Javi. No. But, I mean, sometimes we just throw it out there, grow the game. You know, growing gold. Like, are we really making steps towards that? And, Kelsie, I mean, I feel like you are.
You are.
Appreciate
by far.
that.
Yeah, and like, not just saying that. I mean, who else just, hey, I'm going to start an all-star team. I'm going to start my own select side. I'm going to give girls the opportunity to play in front of Salty, who is a national select side youth coach.
Just got inducted into the USA Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that pathway, and we always talk about pathways in rugby. You have created a pathway for Iowa high school girls to make it to the next level. We have girls going to varsity programs, and then you're also coaching at the club level, where now they're on the national stage there too, where if they weren't recruited out of high school, they have a kick-ass college career, they can still go play for a
playing.
U24 or a WPL.
Yep.
They can keep it going. So it's cool, it's exciting, and the fact that you pay into it because you care. It means a lot.
Yeah, no, I love it. I really do. And, like, not to say I haven't gotten, you know, the girls do give back to, like, Maddie Dunn and Cash, my captains at Iowa State. They've been, like, family the last few months with everything that's been going on. And Maddie Dunn is a, you know, collegiate All-American now.
Yeah.
And her and I were chatting because, like, she had looked at, like, a Lindenwood or something. And, you know, she's like, I probably would have not seen field time. And she knows a couple of her teammates, not to do shots fired, but we have a couple Hawkettes that did go to Lindenwood. And she's like, I feel like I've gotten more playing opportunities from Iowa State than that program that has an 85 kid. And not that, I mean, Sydney and Ava are doing incredibly the best program in the country. Like, Lindenwood, hands down, best program in the country. But is it a fit for everyone? No.
Right.
And because it's not, don't stop playing. Like, there's so many opportunities still for you to get to play.
Exactly.
I guess is really the message.
That's something, too, that I think is huge, is that, you know, everyone is looking for something a little different.
Yep.
And it's like, what do you value? You know, Lindenwood has great opportunities. The level every single day in, day out, the coaches, the money that's put into it is awesome. Or, you know, hey, you're at Iowa State, you're going to play some high-level rugby, and you're going to get a lot of minutes.
Yep.
And that's the thing, too, like, Ava, we're going to talk to her this summer. She's coming back this summer.
Yeah.
We already shout
Love
out
it. Love
Ava
her.
Denner, one of our first big-time players at Roosevelt. Jeremy and I coach.
Yep.
She's going to be on the show.
Hawkette captain.
Yep.
Two-year Hawkette captain.
Oh, yeah.
Too.
She made my transition to becoming coach that first year was her senior year.
Incredible.
Man, she made me and Jeremy look really good. And, like, she got really unlucky, too, because she was finding her way onto that 15 team. She was finding that way into the 7 squad, and a girl hit her late hit in their own tri-zone, and she landed on her own hip, and it popped out, and she had to have this massive surgery.
See it. Hip dislocation. One of the worst things.
Oh, terrible.
Worst things.
And, like, that's the thing, too, where it's like,
Unlucky.
and she was breaking through, and it's like it's that choice of, okay, am I going to bet on myself? I got to show up every day, put that work in to break that lineup. That's a huge goal.
Yep.
And then Iowa State, hey, I'm going to get more playing time, more opportunities. People are going to see me at the CRCs.
Totally different, yeah. And like Sydney Julik, who is also at Lindenwood right now.
From Ankeny.
Yep, she was breaking through and had some major back issues that all of a sudden knocked her out for a good 6 months. And I mean, that competitive a program, but both of them traveled to the USA College championships last weekend, so they're still in the upper part of the roster and both clawing their way back. And if you have that mentality, like, and I had that conversation with both of them about what it would look like. If you have that mentality, I'm not going to discourage you from going anywhere. You go to the moon, and you're going to make the moon, all American, some type of a thing. But
bet on yourself, but just know that player pool at Lindenwood, 85 deep, where Iowa State, you got 30,
24!
40 girls. Yeah. and that's the thing, too. Like, the depth isn't there. And so it's just, where do you see yourself as the best fit? What's going to help you for the next stage of your life?
And my God, I don't know what I would have done with, like, a Hannah Foltz, Maddie Dunn, Cash. Like, they've been incredible. So, lots of appreciation there.
Oh, definitely. And I guess, too, thinking of, these girls that come from the Iowa High School League, as a collegiate coach. So, that's the thing. Put on different glasses, look at it through a different lens. So I just want your opinion. As a collegiate coach, what would you like to see the high school league do to benefit the college game?
We've kind of started seeing it with, like, some colleges right now are doing signings, and I'm a little wary of signings myself at Iowa State because we're not a varsity program.
Like,
so
what are you signing?
What are you signing?
Yeah.
Exactly. And I mean, I'm not taking it away because I want the high school girls to feel special, and I feel like, doing the, like, commitment stuff and, like,
you are committing.
Yes, you're committing here, and this is great.
And it is exciting.
Yeah, but like, I feel like we had a really good opportunity, and when we did the boys and girls season at the same time, to have all the college coaches down for one tournament that Joe White put togeted. It was like a girls recognition night, and I really think cool. And
that's a good idea.
We got a lot of sign-ups, like. We had, handed out swag, did all this stuff. And I think that makes them feel, they're getting emails them. We have them on our radar, but that happened once. Like, if we had more of, like, a every other weekend, or even just a college night where we could have all the high school girls teams, or at least a majority, or 2 different locations, right? Like, every other week, something like that, where we could go and set a booth up to actually actively recruit. Because we found out about it a little late, but then, like, Minnesota, North USD, like, all these other, like, places, like, I wish I'd known about it a couple of weeks earlier.
Yeah. So just getting ahead of it, and, like, when the schedule's being created, be like, hey, week 3, we're going to call it college night.
Yep.
And then just reach out to all the Midwest.
We're not charging the coaches to come in. They can bring in a table. They can set all their stuff up in one tries, if it's on a track, something like that for the girls just to go around and get that exposure and, get business cards, get stuff like that for them to actually be aware.
Because no one's trying to one-up each other. It's just find the best fit. I think for a high school league, it's like, we just want to see our girls move on.
Yep.
Find the best fit.
Yep.
We're all in this together. Yes. What's best for the student athlete?
Yes. 100%. Like, if I'm sitting here and I'm like, they're like, education, I'm like, it's probably you and I. If someone's like, I want to be a veterinarian, Megan's like, maybe Iowa State. Yeah. I want to be a doctor or a dentist. Iowa's probably your best bet. Like we're all trying to work towards that.
Because you don't want a girl 9 months into the season and be like, these classes, they're not for me.
Depends how good she is. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Figure it out.
Are you sure you don't want to be a veterinarian instead of a teacher?
I told you elementary ed.
You don't want to be a teacher. No, I mean, like,
teachers don't get paid well.
No,
sorry, Ryan.
No, you don't want to be a teacher.
It's honestly really cool, though, that you guys kind of, like, like, obviously gauge the girls' interest, what university is going to be the best fit for them and something, like, actually point them in that direction, not just basing it off of, like, you're a really good athlete, I want you to play for Iowa State or you and I, like...
I'm going to cast the biggest net, even if it fucks you over.
Actually,
those girls don't stay anyway. If you sit there and fuck the girls over of being like, oh, I just want you here because I want you here, you're not gaining any of that, and, like, we're not giving you anything to compensate. Like a Lindenwood, if you go down and get your gen eds for... a total of $10,000 in debt where you would have had 60 at ISU, that's reasonable. We don't have that option to offer them. So we have to figure out where their best fit's going to be. Like, we don't want to do that. We don't want to put them in a situation they are 80, $100,000 in debt instead of 30, but doing what they want to do.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. I was kind of curious though too. So like when you would like, say, if you were going to be setting these up, like to talk to some girls about coming to play for Iowa State, what's kind of like your biggest, like, pull, I guess? Like, what would you, usually be the big selling point for you to get them to come
Put
to
your
Iowa
recruiting
State?
pitch on right now.
Your recruiting pitch. Yeah.
Hobby's a high school girl. Recruit him.
You played for me in high school and didn't lose a game. Do you want to do the same in college? I'm just kidding. That's not it at all.
That's fair.
No, I get to know the girl. Like, I don't know. I have the unique opportunity to get to know a lot of these girls in high school by coaching the selects too, and really getting to know like their needs and like honestly personalities. For example, like Susie Church, who is just phenom. They named an award after her, the Susie Slammer Award for Cedar Falls, because she's Susie Slammer. I mean, she is a beast. And I talked to her. I've gotten to know her, and she really wanted to stay close to home and like all of that fun stuff. So you and I was the best fit for her. She wants to live at home. She wants to reduce debt by not living in the dorms. This all makes sense. She wants to be a construction major. UNI has a good program for that. So, it was like, I'm sitting here like, dang, I would have loved to have you at state, but that's not in your best interest at all.
And that's
so
huge that you can, like,
and she's a good kid.
Admit, like, or not exactly admit that, but, like, that's really cool to see that, you'll, take her best interest over your own personal interest of, like, building your roster and stuff like that. That's not what most coaches, seem to do sometimes, but that's really cool.
No, and she just Phil, you and your pillow again.
Oh no,
Phil, can you not figure out how to sit in a patio chair with a cushion?
It's difficult, I guess. I think I'm just sitting too much on the edge of my seat. I'm keeping
You keep sitting closer and closer to Kelsie. Tell me more.
Phil, you're a little close right now. Personal space. No, I'm just kidding.
It's like 3 feet.
But you have to think too, like me at Iowa State. Like I didn't go to Iowa State. I went to UNI because that campus was so much more comfortable than a big school. Like it, some people like Iowa. Some people Iowa State's slightly smaller. Oh, the flash just distracted me. I have an epileptic seizure here. But UNI was my fit, and it's going to be the better fit for some of our kids too. And and I had a great experience there. I can't ever fault anyone for that. Like I'm a UNI alum,
I think all three of us had a phenomenal experience there.
Favorite experience at Suds? Go. That's
appropriate.
It's
like a
PG-13 Best Wednesday night karaoke at OP. That's no, can't tell any of those.
Nope. Doesn't work.
We'll move on from that. So we're trying to get. I feel like last few episodes we keep bringing it up. We need volunteers. We need people to like jump in and help at that high school youth level. How are we getting Phil involved? Like this guy never. Yeah.
I was gonna say like.
Phil, you owe me now. I give you a visor.
Yeah,
that's
you're
it.
right.
A coaching visor.
Coaching visor.
I don't know, I always think about doing some sort of. I would be interested in possibly coaching at some point, but there's always the time aspect.
No, but
I can't use it as an excuse.
Biggest thing. Okay, here's the thing.
What would you tell people who are like, I want to coach, I like rugby, I don't know?
So with the IYRA, it's a 6-week commitment essentially, right? Yeah. And you're doing on average, like teams do 2 practices, maybe 3 a week with the game. It's over before you know it. And the experience and like the bonds you get are so worth it. Like I could have quit after my first season because I had all seniors and had to rebuild season 2 at Southeast Pole. Yeah. Didn't have a single kid coming back. My first season experience with my kids made it so I was like, I can't ever quit this. And now I can tell I get on average a month off a year from coaching right now with my back-to-back stuff. And it's it's a lot, but this small of a commitment, if you give it a shot for a year, no, you're not tied down and try it because you get so much out of it. Like the growth of these young people falling in love with all of us in this room have fallen in love with. Like this
when
is the
that
best
light
sport
bulb
in the
goes
world.
off, when they really
or even
find
flickering,
that passion,
just that flicker of,
and you're like, it's right there.
Man, Jamie Ibarra, who ran track at her high school and is her first year doing rugby at Iowa State. She's a freshman, and she was a phenom wing for us in 15s. Like scored her first one. You just see me like, jumping up and down, screaming because I'm so pumped for her, and she's pumped because she was just towing the sideline. And then she goes to 7s, and she's sitting in that back of that van like, Coach, that sir said this, but you told me this, and I know he was wrong. And I'm like, at a kid. But
Proud
she's like,
coach moment.
But you just see like it's starting to click the logic of what you're teaching these kids, and any level, it's just so rewarding.
Oh yeah. And so we're kind of wrapping up here. I got 2 questions left. 2 very important questions. The first one, we have a listener of the show. He's a big fan, and you may know him. His name is Anthony Fry.
Doesn't ring a bell.
He's the men's
You gotta
coach.
shout out. Is
does
it
he-
Anthony or Ant?
Does he have a
Ant.
Does he have a nickname?
Ant.
Oh, the bug guy. Yeah. Yeah.
So he's the coach of the
I'm
men's
just
team.
kidding, Ant.
He's the coach of the men's team, and that's the thing too. Like, I love Ant. We
Oh, I
all
love
love
him
Ant. And so I was just gonna start some drama here. He didn't say this. I was gonna say he said this. So Ant said that the men's program is run better than the women's. What's your rebuttal? Even though he didn't say this, I'm making up beef. This is made up. But what if he said that?
Remember, Ant, when you were my assistant coach on the Hawkeyes?
Oh! All right.
But to be fair, though, I will give Ant a lot of credit. He has a lot of bodies on that team and runs it very, very well.
He's doing a great job.
He is.
Oh, how cool was it? We hosted a tournament with the Wombats here in Clive, and we had Iowa Falls, UNI's sevens team, and then the Wombats, and then Ant was down in Oklahoma for a sevens tournament, and he sent his 15s A-side pack and B-side
That's what
backline.
Ant does well.
Yeah.
What Ant does very well, and like I know this is on record now, and I usually people like refer to us as like an old married couple because I really like to just tear him down at times and keep his ego in check. What he does very well is no matter who he recruits or how big his roster is, he makes sure all of his kids gets playing time.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge reason for his retention of his roster.
He sent a ton of kids, dude,
Yep.
which was crazy.
There
to
was
see.
like 40 kids,
And
and
he
then...
had a whole sevens team, you know, in what, Oklahoma was that?
Yeah, that was their best loose forwards and backline guys.
And he got him time. Like it's huge. Like
And they beat Iowa Falls, and
They tied us.
and they tied the Wombats. Whatever, who
It's
cares?
not a big deal.
No,
It's not a
no,
big deal.
those kids showed up, and like the thing was, like we're setting up the field. A couple of guys are hungover. A lot of guys show up late, and we look over there. Iowa State has been warming up for 45 minutes without Ant. They
Sounds
know
right.
what they're doing.
Yep.
You know, and like the what he's running there, what you're running there. Boys, girls, even though we're UNI homers, we
I
love
know.
UNI. Iowa State is doing a lot of good things. Men's side, women's side. If you're a high school kid or if you're just someone on campus there, you're going to have success.
Come on down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the thing too, I can say both for me and Ant. I don't know why I keep checking my watch, it keeps vibrating, but
Javi, stop texting her.
Javi, dang, thirsty.
Damn, dude.
Bro.
But like for both of us, we genuinely get to know all of our players and genuinely care about what their future is going to hold and actively try and give them the best pathway to succeed in life after college as well.
And you can see that from the outside looking in. Like, not just saying that, like, Ant's not in this room with us. You can see it from you can see it from him. And those kids continue to play on. We have, 6 guys from Iowa State playing for us?
And they're good
Sounds right.
players, too.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
And we're
so
getting
happy to have them.
getting that with the Des Moines team now, the women's team, and also just with the coaching
Yes.
spectrum of getting more women out, like we talked about,
Yeah.
to
Des
coach
Moines-
high school.
Des Moines Nemesis has a ton of Iowa State women.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Des Moines men's team, the Wombats, like, there's Iowa State people. And then over Denver, the Barbos, Barbarians, Max Murphy.
Yeah.
He started at lock for them. They finished second.
Second national runner-ups.
Yeah. So, I mean...
Next to Luke Schmidt,
No,
that was
Paul
D3.
Beach.
That's D3.
That was
That's
D3.
right.
Yep. So, I mean, there's just talent everywhere.
Yeah.
And then, last question I have for you.
Yes.
This is where we're going to get serious. Javi, I don't know if we have serious music to play over the top of this. You're looking at me like we can't do that. So, Kelsie, one last question. What questions do you have for us? Didn't see that coming. Turn the
Bill,
tables.
where did you get that tracksuit though? And did the medallion come with it?
Come with it. And
So you actively looked for both?
I did. Well, actually, this was a recommended with tracksuit.
So there's multiple middle-aged men walking around with
With
that tracksuit and
and
that
that
medallion.
God, I hope so.
Well, why else would it be recommended?
I'm still gonna potentially, as soon as I'm done with this medallion, I gotta give it to Valley's high school team. They can use this like a traveling.
No,
match
don't
trophy.
do that. That's
I don't know if
embarrassing.
I'm gonna keep rocking the medallion.
I don't think they should rock it either. It should just go in the garbage. Other question, Phil. What team are you going to get involved with next year to contribute back to the Iowa High School Youth Rugby Association?
That's a difficult question. DeAndre's been harping on me to help him out with Urbandale, but I don't know if
There's already a coach.
You
there.
need to help like a new team. Like,
brand new
do
team,
you
yeah.
live near like Des Moines North, Des Moines Hoover? You could do a combo team there.
You live near Des Moines Hoover.
Dude, I will help you get Des Moines North Hoover off the ground.
So
There's
I know
good people in those
Another
schools.
project, Mr.
So
Gray?
just going in here, Des Moines North. Their athletic director is a very close friend of mine and is very open to starting rugby. Chad
Hey,
Ryan.
Oh.
And like
So-
we could combo North Hoover. They do wrestling together.
Yep.
Telling you, there's athletes in Des Moines Public Schools.
Oh,
You heard it here first. Phil's going to coach Des Moines North Hoover. So
All right, write that down. But all jokes aside, you know, Kelsie, we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of laughs. We had a lot of name drops.
A lot of name drops.
If your name was dropped, make sure you smash that like, subscribe, and share button. But no, seriously, Kelsie, thank you for joining us.
loved it.
I love talking with people. Kind of, you know, we've talked to 2 Wombats so far. I think our goal is to expand into, you know, the women's side and sides of rugby that we are not directly involved in because, I don't know, rugby's really cool. So thank you for coming in and sharing your side of it. And Phil, what do you think?
I love it. I can't wait to have some other people on with different perspectives too.
Okay.
No.
Talk
Say
to you
nice.
too, Phil.
No. Say nice things about Kelsie.
No, I just love it. I just love everything you're doing, and like, it's just pretty wild to see just like everything that you're involved in. Like, I didn't even realize you were coaching more than like 6 teams. That's crazy. Like, I always thought Mr. Gray was like, you know, taking on a lot. That's like,
I can't hold a candle to her. Like,
Oh
you
my
know.
God.
No.
I see that Iowa Rugby Hall of Fame inductee. I can see why it was well earned.
There's a reason.
Lord.
There's a lot of pathways being created. So Kelsie, good luck at the CRC. Even though people listening already know you won a national title, we are time traveling. We are behind, but we're excited to watch this upcoming weekend. Yeah, yeah, that's what.
Close enough.
Yeah. So Kelsie, thank you for being on. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
This was a blast.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Javi, play that freaking music, Triton boy. All right, and that was part 2 of our interview with Kelsie McDowell. Man, what an awesome interview. Phil, final thoughts?
Great interviews. Just like we were talking earlier, just so much experience and knowledge, and you know, like just all of it compacted down in such a short time frame. Like practically like an experience of somebody who's been in the league for so long and just compacted down to just 10, 12 years, and just very beautiful, smart 26-year-old lady that we have with us today.
You know, Phil, I think she has a beautiful soul. You always are looking for the aesthetic.
There's always something. There's always something.
Yeah, you're very superficial, just looking at the outside. But I look like, what a beautiful soul.
You really got me on that one.
I
You
know.
got me.
Yeah, I know.
It just doesn't matter what I say. There's always
No.
something.
Well, and here's the thing: people don't realize this, but we tried this once. And you said, cut it. And I'm like, I know where Phil's going with this. And I built my rebuttal to sound like I'm a better person than you.
Dude, and you really did sound better than me.
Yeah.
I'll admit, I'm humble enough to say that.
Yeah. And I'm holistic, and I care about humans. Yeah. No, that was a great interview. She's done a lot, and she's a great human being. And, I'm not looking forward to future episodes because, I think we did the best interview that we could have done right here.
Bar set pretty high.
Yeah. But I know you're looking ahead. I'm just playing. Moving forward, though, I think the last thing I wanted to talk about, the Major League Rugby is finishing up its season. We initially started this podcast over a year ago on YouTube with our MLR podcast, and no one gave a shit about any of that. But I do think it is important to take a look at, they are ending their season soon. And the finals are going to be played on Sunday, June 26th. So the finals are coming up soon. Johnny Ryberg from the University of Iowa, he just had his 50th match in MLR. They call it caps in MLR rugby, but people are weird because they're like, caps are only for internationals. A lot of people are arguing online. Phil, what do you think about it?
About the caps?
Yeah. Using the term cap for professional rugby.
Well, I think it's kind of cool. I like it. I mean, what? You don't like that? Oh, come on. I think it sounds kind of neat.
Yeah. A lot of people who like played professional or played internationally are like, you only get a cap when you play for the international test side. So they're like, oh, what is this? Oh, you're just playing for your pro team? Like, it's only America, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, no, I guess I can kind of see that. But I don't know. I think it sounds kind of cool.
I understand where they're coming from, but like they're not actually giving out hats every.
No.
So when you play internationally, they give you a cap.
Yeah.
No cap,
No.
as the kids would say.
Yeah, of course.
I hate that.
Your junior high, your middle school slang.
Hey, this test is due tomorrow. No cap? Shut up. I'll punch you in the
Please
face.
stop.
No. But no. So Johnny Ryberg, he had his 50th match in Major League Rugby. That's pretty cool. We played against him.
Yeah. Mr. Anabolic. I'll never forget. Well, that was his nickname, Anabolic, dude.
What is anabolic? I'm new to this.
Oh yeah, the whole fitness deal. But no, I just remember him playing against you and I, and him hitting one of our players so hard that he knocked himself out. Well, maybe not everybody knows who S-Dot is, but yeah, no, that was a wild match.
Yeah, no. Shout out Scott Evans. He has a hip like a submarine, just full iron. And then Johnny Ryberg comes in hard. The first 2 minutes of the match, hits Scott Evans on the hip, S-Dot, knocks himself out. UNI beats Iowa. Whatever, who cares?
Coincidence.
So, going back to the MLR, so the finals are going to be on, well, actually on the MLR website it says either Saturday, June 25th or Sunday, June 26th. And when we look at it, what they're going to do is they're going to take the top 3 teams from the East and the top 3 teams on the West. The 2 and 3 will play each other. As of the standings right now, we have the Austin Gilgronis, Javi's favorite team.
Let's go!
Javi, why is Austin your favorite team?
I don't know. It was just like a wheel. Whatever team it lands on, that's my team.
Isn't a bunch of your family from Texas?
Yeah, on my dad's side.
Well, it seems like some reason to like them, but yeah.
I mean, Dallas Jackals, they're from Texas.
That's a good point, too.
They're 0-15. How come you didn't pick them?
I don't know. Connor Mooneyham, baby. Let's go.
Okay, Connor Mooneyham, he was like Rookie of the Year last year. That dude can ball out.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah, no, I know who he is. He's good. So, if the playoffs started today, Austin Gilgronis will play the Houston SaberCats, the 2 and the 3, and the winner will face the Giltinis. But the thing is, Gilgronis and Giltinis are only 1 point apart. But I think, that's a very close race.
It's going to be maybe a possible repeat for the Giltinis this year.
Oh, yeah. San Diego Legion.
Again?
Yeah, Phil fell off again.
What people can't see is we have patio furniture in the studio, and Phil cannot figure out the pillows that are behind him.
It's my nemesis, I swear.
Also, I've been told I say that word wrong. That is my nemesis.
Oh.
You know what word I'm talking about?
No.
Pillow. What?
Nothing.
No, my wife gets really mad at me. She says I say it wrong. She's like, don't. You're saying the word pillow wrong. How do you say it?
Pillow?
Pillow.
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 My entire life it's been pillow.
Pillow. Yeah, no, that's what I said.
I feel like this is a milk type situation.
Milk.
Okay, that's another word my wife gets mad at me about. I say, like, oh, hey, our son, can you get him some milk?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Milk.
Okay, okay.
It's milk.
You've never seen
It's
that video?
milk.
Come on.
It's with a hard I.
No. I don't know the video. It's milk.
You've never seen the video.
What video?
I'm going to have something to show you later.
And then in the other side, on the East Conference, this is wild. The New England Free Jacks, they're 12-2. They have 56 points in the table.
Jeez.
Rugby Atlanta is at 47. Rugby New York is at 47. Toronto Arrows are at 40. So it's going to be the Free Jacks are going to get the 1 seed. Atlanta is going to play New York for the opportunity to play the Free Jacks. It's wild, too, because NOLA was a lot of our favorite team last year.
Yeah. Gave us all the social media shout-outs.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what NOLA's record is right now?
I don't currently know.
Take a guess. They've played 14 matches.
Let's say 3-11.
4-10.
Ooh, that was pretty close.
Yeah, but it's sad.
That is sad.
We love
Man,
NOLA.
I know.
Yeah. And then Seattle Seawolves, they were always like a big one. They're in the West. What do you think their record is out of 14?
I don't know. Last year they were kind of struggling a little bit.
So they got better.
They did get better. Okay.
But they're not going to make the playoffs.
6-8.
7-7.
Well, you are
You're
very
close.
close,
Yeah, we're
dude.
above a digit here.
Hey, look at us. We know rugby, but we don't watch the Pro League. Okay. But all kidding aside, the professional Major League Rugby, the finals are going to be on June 25th or June 26th. I don't like how Major League they don't have a specific day. That's a month away. It is what it is. But here's the biggest thing. You know, I feel like for us, you know, we know some guys who are in the league.
Mm-hmm.
We watch like Iowa Central players. They make the league. Lindenwood players. Like people, like there's people who are making it to the league that we know of. But my biggest problem is there's no team in the Midwest. I think the closest team to us is it Utah or is it New Orleans?
I thought it was NOLA. I think we
NOLA.
checked that last time.
Yeah,
It
I
was
think
NOLA.
NOLA is the closest team to Iowa.
Mhm.
When are we getting a Midwest team?
There's
Javi?
this was years ago, but I feel like there was talks like Kansas City Blues might be making a push.
Put in like a bid.
Yeah, and then I think I also heard Chicago there
So-
as well.
Minnesota, I heard, got an LLC for the Minnesota Tornadoes or something.
Oh, yeah.
They were working on it. Didn't happen.
It's
But
sort
I-
of with the money in the bank, right? Is it? There's
They gotta
you
have backers.
Like, yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta have X amount of dollars or whatever to start a team.
So I've heard rumors, and like Javi said, Chicago.
Oh.
I think we might hear an announcement in the next year or two. I have sources.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
You're pretty well connected. I always forget.
No, it's just people off of Twitter.
That would be really cool, though. And
No,
that's
just
reasonable.
any Midwest team. That would
Yeah.
be awesome. Like we have a team to represent like our part of the. Yeah, that would be awesome.
So here's why I think it's going to happen in the next year. You ready for this?
Hit me.
Around June 30th, there's going to be a combine for an MLR tryout in Wisconsin. Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, I remember hearing about that.
I don't think you have a combine in Wisconsin if you're not having a Midwest team.
Yeah.
Right.
And the thing is, you could create teams in the Twin Cities in Minneapolis, St. Paul, Wisconsin, Madison, Milwaukee, Chicago, Kansas City. You could have 4 teams right there in the Midwest.
Oh, yeah.
That could be a conference. And you know who else could have a team?
Iowa.
Whoa! They are building a new professional soccer stadium in Des Moines.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
cool would it be? Des Moines is the #1 city for minor league sports in the country.
Now that I didn't know, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Iowa Wild.
Yeah.
You got the Iowa Wild.
Yeah.
You got the Iowa Barnstormers for indoor football. You got the Iowa
You got the
Wolves.
The Iowa Wolves.
Cubs.
Yeah.
You have like great minor league sports teams here. Let's take it to the next level. Let's make rugby our first top level professional sport. You know we're gonna get at least 2,000 fans in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Easily.
Take that, Dallas. We could outdo you.
Man, though, that combine, though, it would be really cool to maybe see a couple UNI seniors and Iowa State guys and Iowa guys show up to that.
Why
So
not?
here's the thing.
Why
Hold
not?
on, Javi.
Okay.
I got something.
All right.
We got some
talk-
more insider information.
I got some insider information. So I'm trying to like schedule some interviews, right? So I'm talking to this guy. Let's call him, I don't know, Caleb Boylan.
Oh, I think I've heard of him.
What's he do?
He's a All-American hooker, I believe, for the University of Northern Iowa.
And you know what else he does? He's the head coach of Waterloo Columbus.
Didn't they just win a state title this year?
3 in a row.
What?
So he told me there's some UNI boys that are going to go up and just, see what they got. God, I would love to see some Northern Iowa guys get in. Like, I don't know. We're biased. Women's, men's. We have great talent in the Midwest. You take the Midwest Thunderbirds, you make that an MLR team. I'm telling you, we're doing better than the frickin' Old Glory, frickin' 12-2.
12-2?
2-12, my guy.
Jumbling of words, it's all right.
No, I read it backwards. Sorry. No, the numbers, they jumped out. No, Old Glory's 2-12.
No, just flip it.
No. For anybody who's wondering, we're recording this very late. So yeah, no, I would love to see some more Iowa guys in Major League Rugby because you know what, Phil?
What?
They can do it.
Oh, yeah.
Like that.
There's the talent's here.
The talent's
It's
here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
The talent's here.
I mean, yeah, you look at Iowa State, UNI, Iowa Central. I mean,
Look at the high school teams.
Central College has got some good players, and then even just neighboring to us, like Wayne State. Like, I mean, it's not quite Iowa, but it's close enough. Like,
I will claim Wayne, Nebraska.
I think that's fair. We can do that.
Yeah.
We're allowed to do that.
We're allowed to do that because I've had a lot of good times there,
Oh yeah,
and I've had better times there.
the best times.
Oh, definitely. Oh yeah. So I don't know. I love the MLR stuff, but it's really hard to get into when it's like, oh, I'm rooting for Houston SaberCats. Oh, I'm rooting for the Giltinis out of LA. Like there's a very minimal Iowa connection. I feel like if we had a team in Chicago, Wisconsin, Minneapolis, Kansas City, Des Moines.
A couple more guys that we knew too on
Well,
the teams. That'd be helpful too.
Here's the thing. We even talked about this. If Chicago had a team, we would make a weekend of it where we'd be like, hey, Fox Valley, we're going to play you guys in a friendly. When the match is over, we're going to go watch the Chicago team.
Yeah,
And we're going to have a social at the MLR match. How cool would that be?
that would be great.
That'd
That'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
Call up Dave Lyon, be like, brother, what are we doing in Chicago? He'll hit us up at the best spots. We'll have some fun. We'll eat some sushi. It'll be a great time.
Chicago's known for sushi.
I don't know, but they probably have to have some. It's a big place. 10 million people live there.
You want to know something about Chicago that I regret? I've never been to Portillo's.
What?
Yeah, I've never been to Portillo's. I visited Chicago once, and not even then I never went to Portillo's. And
Hold on.
And I'm kind of...
Phil's looking at you with like a sideways head. Do you know what Portillo's is?
I've been to Chicago a lot. I've never been to Portillo's either.
They make hot dogs.
Oh, of course.
Like Chicago dogs.
Chicago dogs, all right.
Oh my god. I hate this podcast.
No, you don't.
I hate what we're doing.
Oh, yeah.
We're
No,
not
you
doing
don't.
it right. But you know what? I just want to say, Javi, thank you for producing.
You're
Kelsie,
welcome.
thank you for coming on. Phil, thanks for being my co-host and my right-hand man, even though you're on my left. I appreciate everyone for listening. Thank you to all the sponsors. Thank you for joining us. Episode 6 is in the books. We hope you're all having fun. We're having fun. These episodes keep getting longer and longer because they're fun, and I hope you're having fun with us. We love you all. Grow the game. Coach if you can. Phil, the new head coach of North Hoover.
Let's not push that too soon yet, but
No.
Okay, maybe we'll
The
see.
sooner the better. Get out in front of it.
Kelsie said she'd help me, so it's fine.
Own it.
fuck.
I heard she just bought you jerseys for 37 cents on the dollar.
Thanks for the donation.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Her face will be on the front. Phil, you know what time it is.
It's that time.
Say something funny.
Man, I've had all this time to prep for something funny, and I just don't have anything yet.
Say your
It's
face.
gonna happen. A face? Oh, that's hurtful. I have a face for radio? Alright.
Javi, play the music.